In the mid-70s, Billie Jean King, then in the middle of an illustrious career that would see her win 39 Grand Slam titles and 8 Fed Cups as a player or captain, surveyed the sedate, exclusive world of tennis, and along with her then husband, Larry King, and others, came up with a revolutionary idea: tennis as a team sport.
Great Billie Jean King will be playing for Philadelphia.
The concept was a big hit. World Team Tennis brought the game to the masses, gave women and men equal value and equal court time, and shook up the sport with its fast-paced, every point matters format. In the 4+ decades since, more than 1,000 professional players have graced, or more accurately stormed, the multicolored courts. Buoyed by their teammates, they found a new passion and energy for the sport, grown the game across the country, and inspired many a youngster to pick up a racket. This year, once again, some of the biggest names in the game have signed on for an intense, frenetic 3-week season of WTT. Relishing the opportunity to compete as a unit, perform under pressure, and, they hope, raise the King Trophy as league champions. This is the World Team Tennis Preview Show, presented by GEICO. For 3 magical weeks in midsummer, after Wimbledon wraps up and before the US Open, some of the world's best players set aside their individual goals in order to play tennis as a team sport.
That's a great strike. What a volley.
Last year, the Orange County Breakers captured the King Trophy, their 2nd title in franchise history.
There it is. Orange County Breakers are the Milan World Team Tennis Champions of 2017.
In what Coach Rick Leach remembers as an electrifying and nerve-wracking championship match.
When Teamer was playing that last set, he kind of looked in my eyes and said, "Coach, I got this, don't be nervous." And, I was nervous because, it's tough to win that last set in team tennis, win that last point.
The Breakers have added to their roster as they seek to defend their title in 2018. Their most significant acquisition, Southern California native Sam Querrey, a top 20 player and 2017 Wimbledon semifinalist. Orange County also drafted doubles specialist Marcelo de Moliner, a WTT rookie who's looking forward to joining forces with his new Breakers teammates.
I love to play with the team. I love to play Davis Cup. I think it's a similar way, so I think it will be great.
In addition to Querrey and de Moliner are the return of 2017 female rookie Janina Wickmeyer and 2017 female MVP Andrea Klipac.
It's so much fun, it's amazing. It's never over until it's over, until the last minute, last game. Everything can change, and I really like this excitement.
Last 2 seasons we haven't lost, so I'm hoping to continue that and be competitive again. I think there's so much parity in the league this year. I think any team can win it. There's a lot of great players and a lot of young, new talent in the league, so it's going to be exciting.
If the Breakers are to hoist the King Trophy for a 2nd straight year, they'll have to get past the perennial powerhouse Washington Castles, who won 5 straight WTT titles from 2011 to 2015.
The Castles take the title for a record 5th consecutive time.
This year's imposing roster features tennis superstars like Venus Williams, Bob and Mike Bryant, as well as Frances Tiafoe, Naomi Osaka, and rising talent and doubles specialist Nicole Melikar.
I'm great friends with Madison Brengel on the team, so it'll be nice to have someone who I've played with before and someone who I'm really close with. So, and obviously Venus and the Bryan brothers, like that'll be really cool to be a part of.
It's great to play with a ton of legends. You know, being on the court with them and practicing with them and being around them is always good for me. And yeah, I was really honored to be a part of the team.
Geez, our team's really stacked. I hope. I feel a little bit of pressure already. Like I need to perform because our team on paper is, whew, A+.
For Murphy Jensen, in his 10th year as Castle's coach,
play to win, play to win, go for it, play to win, play smart, play aggressive.
The team's unprecedented success derives from a culture of unity and unselfishness.
I say to the guys and girls, I say, number one, we play for one another. We protect one another. If we were lucky, like Tommy Lasorda said, if you can get your team to love each other like a family, you can't lose.
Good fight, next set.
And now just a quick reminder of how the scoring works. Sets are to 5, not the traditional 6. Games are scored cumulatively throughout the match. In other words, every game counts. First to 4 points wins the game with no added scoring. The home team chooses the order of play, and the trailing team always has the chance to come back and take the match in extended play. And if necessary, a super tiebreaker to decide the match. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the World Team Tennis Preview Show, presented by GEICO. Night after night during the intense World Team Tennis season, teammates work together and support each other in a high-pressure, fast-paced, every-game-counts competition. But the league is as much about community as it is about camaraderie. Throughout the season, players engage and enthrall their fans, signing autographs, running clinics, giving back.
We're always trying to grow the game, at the grassroots level. To me, to see those young kids come out there and get a tennis card signed or a tennis ball or a racket and see that sparkle in their eyes.
And we remember getting autographs, broken rackets from players. So that's what's so great about team tennis is that the fans get to get close to the players in kind of an intimate setting.
And sometimes, WTT players inspire the next generation to take up the sport.
10 years ago, we finish a match and there's the autograph line with 3,000 kids. And a couple of brothers roll up in the autograph line. Those brothers are the Tiafo brothers. And Francis is playing for the Castles today.
That moment was pretty special for me coming down and getting an autograph from them and, just extra motivation. Like, I'm going to be like these guys one day and hopefully better.
It was at a World Team Tennis clinic in Southern California 3 decades ago that Venus and Serena Williams were first exposed to the game. In an illustrious professional career that has lasted 23 years and counting, Venus has won 7 Grand Slam singles titles and 4 Olympic gold medals, while continuing to relish the excitement and tension that come from playing World Team Tennis.
It's a whole nother pressure. It's challenging. I always say, my toughest matches are World Team Tennis. It's so much pressure. It's not easy. So rising to perform, you feel good when you can sit on the bench and know that, hey, you got some games for your team.
That's just a big second serve. Too good from Williams.
This year marks Venus's 13th season of World Team Tennis overall, and her 7th with the Castles. Her teammates and opponents alike are inspired by the 38-year-old's resilience and longevity.
I think it's amazing everything that she's done, battling that autoimmune disease, coming back better, making Grand Slam final.
She just really loves what she does and doesn't take it for granted. And she's always got a smile on her face every day. She's giving back to charity.
She's paved the way for us to show us how professionalism is and what it should look like.
What she does for the sport and World Team Tennis in the summer, and she has her brand, and she has so many things going on, and can still get on court and play some of her best tennis of her career.
Boy, that was a nice time for that ace. Dials up a winner.
She's extremely nice. You can talk to anyone. Doesn't feel like she's bigger than anyone else.
I love Venus. I think Venus has paved the way, kind of following in Billie Jean's footsteps, and we're just so lucky to be able to have great people like that around us.
Her attitude when she's on the court and off the court, she's always gathered together, she's well-spoken, she's elegant, and she's an incredible role model for the game.
While she continues to inspire her peers by playing at a high level into her late 30s, Venus is more concerned with teaching kids about the positive influence sports can have on their well-being.
For young people, no matter where they're from, if they're the poorest or the richest, it can really enrich their life. So that's the kind of legacy that I think is most important to leave behind.
What a true inspiration and role model Venus Williams is to the sport. Two summers ago, the San Diego Aviators soared to the World Team Tennis title.
The San Diego Aviators have won it. They will raise the King Trophy here in 2016.
Last year, the Aviators fell one match short of a successful title defense, losing to the Breakers in the final. In 2018, big-hitting Brit Naomi Brody will attempt to lead the Aviators back to the winner's circle.
That's a big overhead.
It's one of the highlights of my season. It's really nice just to play a team event. You know, tennis is an individual sport unless it's doubles, but even then it's not still quite the same team atmosphere, and as you can see, I get really into it on the sidelines.
Brody will be playing for fellow Brit John Lloyd.
You're playing damn well. Of course you are. Of course you are. Come on, here we go. Let's go.
The 2016 World Team Tennis Coach of the Year, who's optimistic about his squad's prospects, especially after the addition of Annalie Gronefeld, a two-time Grand Slam champion in mixed doubles, and Marcin Metkowski, a former U.S. Open finalist in men's doubles.
I felt like the draft came out beautifully because, to be honest, when I did the list and we worked it all through, I didn't think that we would get the team that we've got. I thought we were going to be weaker. Now I look at our team and I think we're a match for anybody.
Lloyd knows that in team tennis, chemistry is as critical as talent, and he thinks the Aviators have both.
Keep reaching up, it'll come. Don't worry.
Yeah,
All right, here we go. Come on, let's do it. Come on.
They know what it takes. They know what it takes to click. And I think we've got a good mix, and I think there'll be a lot of good banter going. I think that's the secret. You know, I always, at the beginning, tell a few lousy jokes.
I have so many nice memories, and a lot of them honestly come off the court, just being with your teammates and getting to know other players that you otherwise wouldn't know on the tour.
John Lloyd and his squad hope to regain that 2016 magic. And with this roster, it certainly looks possible. There are many factors that play into the importance of World Team Tennis and what the owners of the league are looking to accomplish. Creating an upbeat team atmosphere has long been a priority for Mark Ein, owner of the Washington Castles, and since 2017, along with Fred Luddy, chairman of World Team Tennis.
All the players I know that ever play team tennis just love the experience. Their whole lives they're by themselves, and so for 3 weeks they get to come together and be part of a team. And so they really value that. They also value the pressure situations they're put in and night out.
Equally invested in the quality of the players' experience is league majority owner Fred Luddy, whose San Diego Aviators get to fly to matches on Luddy's plane.
The fact that we get to use his plane to travel around, the difference is incredible. You know, Fred's amazing. You know, I get so into my matches sometimes and can get angry, and Fred just kind of says, just enjoy it. You know, this is why we're all here. I just want to see you smiling. I want to see you enjoying it.
For the league's joint owners, World Team Tennis is about more than just the exciting matches taking place every night during the 3-week season. It's also about growing the game.
One of the core values of the league is giving back to the communities, and I think when the players come on the teams and they see that and then they participate in the activities, that's another thing they take away with them after the season. They see the power of being engaged in their communities, and then they go do that on their own wherever they are around the world for the other 11 months of the year.
Did you know you can catch all the WTT action live from your computer or mobile device? This season, for the first time, all World Team Tennis matches will be broadcast live on WTT.tv. Log on to follow your favorite team and catch every down-to-the-wire finish. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the World Team Tennis Preview Show, presented by GEICO.
I use everything I learned in team tennis when I go to the tournaments. I mean, I remember playing for the Philadelphia Freedoms in 1974. I almost didn't enter the US Open because I was tired. We had a longer season then, and at the last minute I entered. And because I had that baseline of matches with the Freedoms in '74, I won the US Open. I had that baseline of matches, that baseline of toughness, that baseline of focus, and absolutely never ever give up on one ball, not a point, but a ball. And that's the way you have to play team tennis if you want to be a great player.
Activist and icon Billie Jean King is the co-founder of World Team Tennis and has been part of 3 championship teams. King also owns the Philadelphia Freedoms and has reason for optimism heading into the season. Leading the way for the Freedoms is reigning US Open champion and French Open finalist Sloane Stephens.
I think we all just have to have good chemistry. We have to get along. We're going to have to really stick together.
The Freedoms also drafted 2017 US Open finalist South African Kevin Anderson.
I'm really excited to be playing for the Freedoms this year. I was obviously playing for Billie Jean King as well. It's been going on for a very long time, and obviously, she was one of, the pioneers of the whole tournament. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Even after his career-changing run at last year's Open final, Anderson, a former All-American at the University of Illinois, has prioritized a return to the multicolored courts of team tennis.
Tennis is a very individual sport. You're always out here playing for yourself, so I've always enjoyed slightly different change of pace and playing more in that team environment.
Coach Craig Carden's team will also feature Frenchman Fabrice Martin, a doubles specialist who was the WTT Male Rookie of the Year in 2016, as well as the versatile American lefty Taylor Townsend.
This is my 5th full season, so I've been totally committed to the season for a long time. It's a kind of a gap in between the US Open Series and Wimbledon, so it just gives you an opportunity to continue playing in a competitive environment.
Boy, Taylor Townsend is really doing some fine work to keep the Freedoms in this game.
Taylor not being so powerful really helps us in that she's a softer ball striker, and then you have all the power coming from Fabrice, so I think that poses many problems for the opposing teams.
Fabrice Martin has a lot of positive memories from his first 2 seasons on the Freedoms, including one time when he didn't remember someone kind of important.
I think we left her one day at the hotel and we all left. We forgot that we didn't pick up Taylor. It was a lot of good memories, yeah.
"90 miles up the road from Philly, in the city that never sleeps, are the Freedoms' rivals, the New York Empire. This year's roster features a mix of World Team Tennis veterans like John Isner, Eugenie Bouchard, and Neil Skupski, and newbies like Tatiana Maria. All of them are excited to be swinging into the Big Apple in July.
It's always just such a glamorous city, so much to do, so much energy, and I love that. I think it's like my favorite city in the world.
I love the city in general, but last year we did like a bike tour, so we went through the Central Park, and this is a really nice place for us.
I mean, my favorite thing to do in New York is go to Broadway shows. I love Broadway.
The Empire play their home matches on Court 17 at the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center, site of the US Open.
The court's really tight and really small, and you get really close to the players, and it's action-packed, so it's really a very different kind of tennis experience.
It's a stadium, but it's quite intimate, so the fans are, right there as we're playing, and there was a very good vibe last year.
It's lively. You can obviously, New York is lively anyway, but this year is going to be great. Hopefully, we can go a little bit further this time. It's going to be an exciting season.
For me, it's always been a very vital part of my preparation for the summer, and I think most importantly, I have fun doing it.
Do you wonder what players are thinking and saying to each other during a match? Strategies?
That's an awesome serve, buddy. Come on, let's go. Right, let's go, Mike.
With World Team Tennis, you don't have to wonder. In 2017, players and coaches were mic'd on the court.
1 point at a time. Yeah.
Say what you want.
Worry about the calls and don't worry about switching sides. No, you're not.
Stay aggressive.
This time you go backhand and I go left, okay? Okay.
You called it? I called it. No.
Leave them long, no matter what.
What?
Ice cream?
Ice cream. All right. You got it. Let's get the peg.
Okay. Sambuca.
Sambuca. All right, have fun.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the World Team Tennis Preview Show, presented by GEICO. Created in 1974 as a team sport, this unique concept energizes players and fans.
The atmosphere is just everything.
There's no waiting around and feeling out the other guy. You got to come out hot. You got to come out like a microwave.
Some volley pressure there from Fish.
World Team Tennis is fast-paced and intense.
It's never over until it's over, until the last minute, last game. You know, everything can change.
Oh, that's just surgery.
There are player substitutions.
It's kind of fun having the timeouts and you can exchange players, you know, in and out.
Lets are in play. Teammates cheer from the bench and the crowds get raucous.
You're playing for a team, and this is quick tennis. This is pressure from the word go.
The Springfield Lasers have assembled a roster of players ready to thrive under pressure, starting with American star Jack Sock, a versatile and talented player with local ties.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I played a lot of junior tennis in Springfield. You know, growing up only a few hours away, played in that Cooper Tennis Complex on that stadium court.
Sock, who finished 2017 ranked 8th in the world in singles, leads an experienced Springfield team that will be coached for the 12th consecutive season by John Lofney DeJager.
We try and pick special people, the nice people. I mean, that's one of the main things, you know, when we sit down and talk about it, you know, which of the players are going to slot in with the community.
So I was surprised that I was drafted so early, like as a singles and doubles player. I feel honored that JL has a lot of confidence in me.
Joining King and Sock in Springfield are veterans Daniel Nestor and Abigail Spears, who, as their careers progress, value the team experience more and more.
It's more motivating in a way because you have just that little extra to, you know, play for.
I think that's the best part about WTT is the team aspect and coming together and everyone doing their part and winning. JL's
a great coach, and he's got a lot of experience out there, so I'm sure he'll have the players, you know, in the right, you know, mind frame and ready to go. But yeah, I think it's just keep putting yourself in that position, and you know it's going to happen.
What's going to happen in the 2018 World Team Tennis season? For 3 intense weeks, 6 elite teams will crisscross the country, serving up first-class tennis, while also serving their communities, offering fans unprecedented access to the game's big stars, bringing kids close to the action, and inspiring the next generation of players to pick up a racket. New York, Philadelphia, Washington, Springfield, San Diego, and the defending champion Orange County Breakers will compete, contribute, and bond. And on August 5th, one of them will claim the prestigious King Trophy.